3, 2, 1, go. We're back. 4-time with Myriad. You have Coach Jared here. I am with a special guest today, Stephanie Rudd, who is the owner, creator of this beautiful mural behind us, which we're going to jump into a little bit here. As you can see, we're in a different location today. We're on set, on scene in this space, kind of by the kids area within the Myriad Fitness building. Stephanie, if you'd like, introduce yourself a little bit, and we'll kind of kick it off and jump in there and talk a little bit about the mural project.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Stephanie Rudd, as you already said. My jobs, I guess I should say.
Plural.
Plural. I'm a social work professor at the University of Indianapolis, and then I have a private therapy practice.
Okay.
So I dabble in art from time to time, but it's more my passion, and social work, teaching, and then therapy is really my passion too, but what I do full time.
I'm just personally curious, private therapy practice, is that with children, adults, or?
So I happen to work a lot with a few youth, and mostly adults, and I focus mostly on the queer and trans community, anxiety, OCD, a variety of things, but I really try to help some of the marginalized populations in the city.
Awesome.
Or state.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you so much for doing that. That's awesome.
Sure. I love it.
So talking a little bit about the art project here, and for those of you watching, members here at Myriad Health and Fitness have seen the introduction of new art on the walls as well as old art. And what I wanted to take a second, because a lot of people don't know like what this building originally was, and it originally served as a warehouse. And the Stutz Building as a whole was home to artists all across Indianapolis for I think 20, 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And there's still a lot of artist studios located up in the other part of the Stutz Building. I'm gonna get the date wrong, but I think 4 years ago, Gang, which is a local organization here, hosted their inaugural Butter event, which is a art show, I believe, amplifying Black artists here. I thought it was just locally, but I think it's nationally now, and they've been running it around September, so Labor Day weekend, for the past 3 or 4 years. This space, the space that our fitness program is in, was the original inaugural space for the Butter Art Festival, which is really, really cool. And that's why you see all the different art on the walls here in this space. And a lot of it actually resonates to what we do. You can be yourself here, and a couple other pieces as well. So one of our future goals is to actually connect with some of these artists and figure out like the why behind why they put these pieces up here, as well as maybe serving with a plaque and calling them out as the individuals who put up the art, because as of right now it's kind of anonymous to us of who did what here. With that being said, earlier this year we as a team thought about adding more art to the walls, and we put out kind of a request for proposal, RFP, to an extent of like, do we have any budding artists here at Myriad Health and Fitness? And Stephanie was one of our nominations, or one of our entries there, and created this beautiful piece behind us. So what I'd love to do is give you a little bit of time, if you'd like to talk a little bit about like your art background and kind of how that's gone through, and then we can dive in and talk about this piece a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Well, I've always loved art. I have 2 parents who are teachers, and they were involved in art as well. So I love taking art classes. I took classes throughout school and into college, but in order to have that be your career, you have to be pretty phenomenal, and social work was really my calling. So, but I have not stopped, really doing artwork. I do commission pieces for people, but I really like the big stuff, and I really like passion projects, really where no money really is attached, because then your heart goes into it a bit more. So that is my creative outlet. When I'm really burnt out from my clients and my students, I try to come here, truly, and I engage in art. And so when I saw that kind of call out for artists, I thought, why not? So kind of how this came about was thinking about...
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
So sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but like this is something that's always been something I'm curious of. So like, where do you find the courage, I guess, to like say like, you know what? I am going to jump into that. I do want to put a piece of art there in that space. And would you call it courage or
not?
Definitely,
because you can be rejected, and I think, because what do I have to lose?
Okay, I think
that's kind of my thought. What do I have to lose? Maybe because I'm in my mid-40s, I kind of have that perspective now. I'm not sure, but I just thought, well, if they hate it, they hate it. I will say I spent a good amount of time on this small piece.
For sure.
So yeah, I guess just go for it. I don't know.
No, I love
Yeah.
that. I've always just
Yeah.
been intrigued in the sense of like, I don't have that creative side of the brain
Sure,
necessarily.
sure.
So it's like sometimes when I'm like, ooh, this would be a good idea. It's like, well,
Yeah.
should I even offer this up?
I say
So-
go for it. Yeah.
When
yeah.
I do, I also love the piece that you shared in the sense of like, I'm in my mid 40s. I turned 40 this year, so I'm just
Okay.
kind of like, I feel
Yeah.
like over time you just get more confident and also
Yeah.
get more to the point where you're just like, you know what? I don't care. Like it's,
You don't really
it's who
care
I
what
am.
people think. Yeah, this is my own creation. How can anyone judge it really? Except
Totally.
our own selves, I guess.
I love that. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I interrupted you
That's
talking
okay,
about
yeah.
the piece a little
Yeah.
bit. Share with us.
Yeah. So during COVID and since then, I put on about 50 pounds. And that's really impacted me and where I go to the gym and what I choose to do and what I can do anymore and what I can't do as much as I used to while I'm getting back in shape. And so my good friend Robin works here and mentioned it, and I kind of wasn't sure what I thought until I really asked them more questions, because I was like, it's a smaller, feels kind of boutique-y, and I thought, and I just was not feeling comfortable in my skin at all. And then I just started thinking about other people and people with differing abilities, whether it be physical, emotional, mental, especially with my line of work. And so I'm kind of jumping around, but I learned.
This is brilliant.
Okay,
I love it.
okay.
Yeah,
so
totally.
I learned more about Myriad from Robin and decided I wanted to give it a shot. And when I came, I was really surprised. I just saw, I saw folks all different shapes, sizes, the way people look, whatever, and no one cared. Everyone was really supportive and really encouraging, and that really hit home. And so I've had that experience ever since. And so when this call out came back to that, I started thinking, well, one, it's a great creative outlet. Two, I like it here. And three, why not kind of do something with my wish and my career and my life and my everything for inclusivity, really. And so this kind of came to mind. I am a part of the queer community, so putting the rainbow was a given, plus it's such a bright and shiny, shiny thing. And then I just wanted to kind of show different bodies and different body types doing different kinds of exercise. So it's cool because I do a lot of boot camp, I do boot camp and move.
Gotcha.
And what I really like about those is that it's all in this space, and then people can be lifting heavy weights, people can be doing a CrossFit class, and then people are doing move, and everyone is just really focused not on anyone else, but just their own goals. It's really obvious, and cheering each other on, it just feels comfortable and safe,
Yeah.
And so I thought whether it's yoga, walking, running, lifting, whether you have a wheelchair or another kind of device, if you're an amputee or whatever it might be, I just kind of wanted to portray that I think, as far as my experiences, everyone would feel really comfortable coming here, no matter what their shape, size, ability.
Yeah. No, that's amazing, and I really appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah.
Can I ask about the heart and like where
Yeah.
the design for the heart came from and like?
Oh,
thoughts?
it really changed over time.
Okay.
It definitely is not what it was when I proposed this project. I think, I can go deep, but I'm not positive I gave that much effort. I think I do like things with layers.
Got it.
So I think as I was going, it was one type of heart for a while, and I didn't like that, and I thought I want to add to it, and like some of the, it's a complex thought. I mean, embracing all bodies and all movement was really what led, because I felt embraced, and I don't feel comfortable in my own skin yet, and I want to work on that, but feel okay doing it, and better than okay, and celebrated really.
Totally.
And so I thought that just kind of came up with that statement, and then with the heart, I think I just kept layering upon layering, and maybe subconsciously it insinuates we're all like lots of different layers, and all of us are welcome here, I guess, all of our layers maybe.
That's I mean, I love the deepness you can go with it, and
Yeah.
just explaining, and thank you for that. One other question I had, as a I'm certainly not an inspiring artist because I have no artistic ability. At least I feel like I have no artistic ability, but I do have a little bit of like perfectionism in me. When, as an artist, when you're doing a piece like this or some other piece, when do you say like done is done.
Oh.
Does that happen often?
That's very hard for me. This one is the hardest one for me to be done.
Okay.
Because every time I see it, I want to do more or take something out or do something else. And I finally had to say, you know, you're proud of how it looks. Is it perfect? Nope. But what is perfect? Could I have done things better? Maybe. But isn't that kind of the whole point of it anyway? Is embracing ourselves as we are. And so I was like, enough is enough, it's done, and I'm okay with it.
I love that, and thank you.
Sure.
I personally, I love how it brightens up the space over here. And, you know, we do have a little bit darker space in here with black flooring, and, you know, just to have that on the wall to kind of brighten things up has been absolutely phenomenal, so thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of closing things up right now, is there anything, or like where can people find you? Do you have like, are you on Instagram where you share your art, anything of that nature where we can kind of like plug you a little bit?
Yeah, you know, I don't have anything specifically dedicated to my art. I used to until I started several jobs and got really busy.
Yeah.
But definitely, I would just say email in general. If anyone wanted to see some art, I would send it to someone, stephanieruddtherapy@gmail.com.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts to share with somebody who might be thinking about coming into this space? Whether it be to work out or to do yoga, anything of that nature?
Yeah, I would really say give it a shot and give yourself, you know, grace and more credit than you are giving yourself. No matter what the class, like I said, you know, the instructors really help you learn the whole spectrum of one activity. It can be the hardest it can possibly be to the easiest it can possibly be, and it always feels okay to go at your own pace. Yeah. And I think that's another factor, is just give it a shot. Come give it a try. Everybody's different. No one's really worrying about anything but their own personal best, and I know that's why I come. So I would say give it a try. I've done the yoga class as well and felt similarly. All shapes, sizes, kinds of people, and that's, you know, I want to come to a gym that's representative of others and inclusive. Yeah, so yeah, it's to give it a shot.
Embracing all bodies and all movement.
That's it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You got it. Thank you.